Hello, I hope you're having a wonderful time. I'm coming on because I have been asked how I make my Facebook cover images using Zoom and Canva. So I just thought it might be good to do like a short how to do that so more people can benefit and learn how to do that. So let me start off. So this is the image that I've been asked to share. If you give me one moment. There you go, share. Okay, hopefully you can see that now. So this is the image that I've been asked how I have created that. So I have a template for the ones I use. There's other ones that I have used there as well. But I'll be creating this one for you. I won't go into that one. So what I will do is, this is at canva.com, and I go in at the top section here, you will find that there are a whole bunch of different design categories, I guess you'd call them. You can have Twitter headers, you know, there's presentations, documents, there's things for everything, and they're all got different sizes depending on what you're using them for. So what we're doing is doing a Facebook cover, which I have already searched before, so I'll just go straight to that Facebook cover, and you'll find that what pops up is there are lots of different designs you can use, which are templates, which are really great if that's what you want to do. Some are free. You can see at the bottom corners, they say free. Others like this one are paid for. So you can just go through and search which ones you want to use. But I like to use blank ones because I like to use my own creativity. So what will pop up straight away is background images. Excuse me, background images. So you can type in, you can use any one of them that you'd like. Once again, I don't want to use any of those, so I'll just delete those and have a straight blank one. And instead I'll go to the far left side, and down the line there'll be one that says background. So you can either use flat colors like across the top. If you just like a simple color, you can choose whatever colors you want from there, or you can make your own in the new color section. But what I'm using for this one is this free background here, lovely blue and purple one. And then I'm going to add my image. If you don't have an image that you already want to use, you can go into the photos section, and then you can type into the search part whatever you want to look for. You know, you can type in food or people or, you know, animals, or anything. There's so many free, but there are also paid ones as well in there. But I'm using my own one from an interview I did today on Zoom. And all I did was I recorded the Zoom, and then after I'd finished the interview, I went through, and if there was any particular frames that I liked, I screenshotted them. So to screenshot a frame, you use the PTRSCN button, and I don't even know what that stands for, but that's how you do screenshots from your computer, from your desktop, just like you do with your phone. And then you would find them most likely in like your OneDrive folder in pictures and screenshots, either that, or you can just search for screenshots and it will take you to that. So this is a screenshot that I took earlier of my interview. So you can just change the size of it. I don't want it actually quite that big, about that big. There you go. And then all I do is I just crop the edges off that I don't want to use. And then when I position the image, we like things to be very symmetrical and even. We are more attracted to things like that as humans. So I like to put my image square in the middle. It just seems a lot nicer than having it like a bit like that. Sometimes depending on what you're doing with it, if you're adding other things to it, you can get away with having things off center, but for this particular one, I do require it to be center. And then, so you see the image is actually quite dull in here. What I can do is I can press on that image, and then at the top, you will see there's a section called Adjust. Now, with this particular image, there is really nothing wrong with the image other than it is a bit dull. So I want to just amp up the color a little bit to make it seem a little bit more warmer and inviting, especially with the background colors that I've used. So I'll just turn up that saturation part of it until I get to a point where I think, you know, that's actually quite a nice little glow or nice bit of warm color in there. And that's all that it really needs to do to change from the dull kind of color it was and turn the image into quite a nice inviting one. Next, I want to add some text. So once again, on the far left hand side, there is a section called text. If you click into it, at the top you will have things like add a header, add a subheading, and add a little body of text. So basically they're just text things. And there's not really much any difference between them except for their size. So I will add in what I wanted to write. If you excuse me for 1 second. So I had online women's circle. Feminine, oh no, not that one, and a heart connection. Okay, hopefully I've got all those right words spelt right now. And all I do is I just spread it out until all the words in one line. But what I will do before I alter it any more than that is I will actually change at the top here. You'll see there's an option for changing the different fonts that you have. There's the option of changing the font sizes. There's options for changing the font color, bold, italics, underline, centered, capitalized, not capitalized. So there's a lot of different options in there for that, but I actually am changing the font because I normally use Oswald for a lot of my work, which is a little bit of a smaller font than the one we just had. And then I can just make it a bit bigger then. Just play with it a little bit, move it around to where you like it. You can see now those purple frame and line coming into it now. So we like to see things that are either on those lines or within that frame, because we do like to have space as well. So I'm keeping mine directly on that line and making sure it's centered with that center purple line as well. Okay. And now you can see that it, I mean, it looks all right, but you can't really notice the wording from that. So what I also like to do is I make a shadow, which I just use like a black or a dark gray as the bottom. And then what I'll do is I will use the duplicate function, which is at the top right hand side, and just copy that. And then I will change the color of it to the lighter color and place it over top. And just move it to a place where it, you know, kind of looks nice. It's not totally obvious that there are a whole bunch of words behind, but it's enough to make it so it looks like it pops a bit. And so then what I also do with that is they are actually two separate lots of words. But what I do with that is either you can do what I just did, which is select the two and you can move them all together, or you can select the two and go to this section at the top right corner which says group, and you can group them, and that way you don't have to worry about selecting them. They're stuck together now as a group. Okay, let's now, I will duplicate that again. And now what I'm going to actually have to do is ungroup them because I want to have different words at the bottom. So you just go top right hand corner, you go to ungroup, you can ungroup that, and then what I will do is I will get rid of the top one and then I'll edit the bottom one. And so the bottom one says video premieres. When does it premiere? Sunday, 5th of April 2020 at 7:30 p.m. Okay, like I said, I'm rushing through this, so if there are spelling mistakes, my apologies. I'm more concerned with teaching you how to create the image rather than, you know, giving you a spelling thing. So I've got that, but before I add the top bit on, what I also want to do is add a little YouTube symbol here. So if you go back over to the far left side, there will be a spot called Elements, and you click onto that. And so this is a space that's really got lots of sketches or drawings. It's got grids and frames. It's got shapes that you can use. It's got little movable stickers, charts, lines, whatever. It's got all this stuff in there that you have access to. But what I want to do is put an icon in there. So there are ones like, for instance, if you put Facebook in there, it'll come up with the little Facebook icons or things that are connected to Facebook that you can use. I am going to be using YouTube. So I like this little one here. And all I do is click on it and readjust to the size that I want it. So it's about the same size as the wording, so I like that. But the reason that I am adding it on now and not after I do the words, do the top white part, is because if I use this and I put it in the center like that, once I add this is seen as a whole chunk together. So you don't go, oh, the words are in the middle and then there's an image on the side. You kind of look at it, there's an image and words, and that's one piece. So what I do is I select the whole lot and I actually group the whole thing together, and that way I have to move it slightly to the right for it to be actually center. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then what I can do from that point is I can duplicate that. And then I will actually ungroup it so I can get rid of that YouTube symbol from there, and I'll change the color of it to the lighter color and then place it straight over top of that other one, over that wording, to create the same kind of look as the top. Okay, that seems okay. All right, so that is pretty much how I create my Facebook cover images from Zoom through Canva and then onto Facebook. I hope you have found it useful so far. Now, I will just quickly run through the downloading stuff. So when you are finished and you're happy with the image, you go up to the top right corner and it will say download. You click onto that. Now the image, you can choose a whole bunch of different image types. Some are paid for, some are in testing at the moment. These are beta testings that are going on at the moment, but I suggest you use a PNG because that is the high quality image, and that type of image file is accepted in most places that you upload images. So as long as it's on that, that's good. And then you just press download. And then you will see that it's downloading. And then I'll have to share this screen with you. So stop the share. once it's actually downloaded, I'll share the next page with you and share that one. So this is what it will look like once it's actually downloaded to your computer, and all you have to do is you go to the save as part and save it into whatever file you want to. So that is pretty much how I do it. Stop the share. Okay, so I hope you have found that really useful. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. My name is Louise O'Reilly, and you can find me at facebook.com/Ascension Personal Development. If you have any questions, I'm here to help. I'm here to help for personal and spiritual development, and also business development too, especially for those small businesses at the moment who are wanting to try and turn their face-to-face businesses and put them online. So once again, I hope you found that helpful. Please let me know if you have. Much love to you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye.